Hi guys, welcome to the Young Investor Incubation Program. This video is specially recorded for you where we want to bring you through some of the basic functions of a platform that we currency traders commonly use, and that platform is called the MetaTrader4, and in short it's called MT4. Alright, so no worries if you're not familiar or even heard of this platform itself, because that's the whole intention and the objective of this video is basically to introduce you some of the features and the functions of the platform itself, and how then you can use that knowledge, right, to apply it and start away with a demo account and see for yourself how all these functions and features play around with it. Alright, so get ready your pen and paper, alright, because you definitely need to write down some of your notes throughout this video as well. So I'll see you in a few seconds. Hi guys, alright, so what you are seeing here is a MT4 platform. Alright, so let me first start out with how you can actually open a demo account. Alright, so once you have registered, download the demo platform itself. What you want to do is go over to this little folder and yellow star, alright, it's called the navigator. So if you click onto it, this slide window should pop up. Right, so what you see over here are actually 5 demo accounts that we have created for our previous batches in YIP. But let me show you how you can open up your own demo account as well. Alright, so you go under accounts, you simply right click, right, and you click on to open an account. Right, so depending on the brokers that you actually sign up and downloaded the platform with, alright, you have different server. Alright, but what you want to select is basically a demo account. Alright, this is the whole intention of setting up a demo account, is to get you to practice on hands-on trading. Alright, so under FX Premise, the name for the demo account is called Practice. Alright, so this is the server that is under the demo account. So what you need to simply do is to click next, right, open a new demo account over here, and basically what you need to do is just simply fill up all the information over here. Alright, as I shared with some of the previous batches of students, right, basically the information over here is not crucial. You don't need to fill in the actual or the real information of yourself, but simply fill in based on the basic requirements that the broker require. Alright, so you simply fill it up and you click I agree. Alright, so let me just set up YIP account 6, alright, and then you simply click next. Alright, let me just select 10K and click next. So it'll prompt you certain information like the login, password, and investor. So what it simply means is that this is your login number. Alright, so if you have multiple accounts, alright, you can see over here, those are the login numbers. The password over here is basically the password for you to log in to start trading on that particular account. Alright, the investor password is basically a password that you can share it out with any other person, and what they have access is basically your account, but they are not able to execute trades. Alright, so to be able to execute trades, you require to log in with this password itself. Right, so do not share it out, but since this is a demo account and the purpose of this video is simply for educational purpose, alright, so I'm not worried about that. Right, so what you need to do is you just need to click finish, and basically, alright, it will log in and it will show you in a while. Alright, just now I set 10,000 and you can see, and now I'm logged in into my account 6. So how do I check it is that you can see this number over here, alright, my account number, and you match it with the top over here. Alright, so you can see that it ends with 167 and my account 6 is 167. So currently I am trading on my account 6. Alright, so basically that's it. Alright, I'll go through with you all this in the later part of this video. Alright, but let me walk you through some of the other basic functions first. So once you start out with MT4, the very first thing you need to do is you want to click onto this button. Right, it's called the Market Watch. So let me show you how it looks like. Basically, this tab will open up. Alright, when you first started out, your list might not be as long as what you see in this video. What you need to do, alright, to really expand it out is to right click onto it. Alright, you go and click Show All. So once you click onto this, your list will expand and you'll be able to see the entire list of financial instruments that the broker allow you to trade. right? So that is the whole idea of it. And since we're on this, all right, let me walk you through the convenient and the cool stuff that you can do with it as well. So what you can do, if let's say you want on pound dollar, all right, you want this pair. If you want to open up the chart, what you can do is you can right click onto it, all right, and you can click chart window. So basically what it does, right, is that it will open up a new chart window for you. All right, so let me show you how it looks like. All right, you can see that now it's pound dollar, right? And with all the charts that you open, you can actually see the mini tabs below over here. Alright, so you have euro, dollar, pound, dollar. Alright, let me show you another cool way of doing it. Alright, basically, if you do not want to open up a lot of tabs below, but you want to simply load a certain particular currency pair onto the chart, what you can do, alright, let me show you in terms of Aussie dollar. Alright, Aussie, Australian dollar against United States dollar, US dollar. Right, so if you want to load this chart, what you can do is you can click and drag onto the chart and you release it. Right, so basically what it does is you're gonna update the currency pair onto the chart and it doesn't open up a new window. Right, so this is something that you can play around with it if you do not really favor a lot of chart windows at the bottom. Right, so then that's basically the function of your market watch tab. Right, so the next thing that after you set up all this, the next thing that you want to do is to really set up your charting itself, all right, the chart area that you like. All right, so the by default is usually in black and you can see a lot of grids on it. Right, so some people prefer it, some people do not prefer those kind of things. So what you can do is you can right click anywhere on the blank space of your chart. All right, go to properties. Right, so under properties, you can play around with your color scheme. If you like on white background, all right, you can simply quickly change it. So they provide with you, if I'm not wrong, all brokers provide with you 3 color scheme. But of course, if you want to individualize, your entire chart, these are more of the features that you can play around with. All right, depending on what are the color schemes that you really want to customize. Right, and under the common tabs, all right, you can actually customize some of the more specific features on your chart. For example, if you uncheck show grid, all right, the grid on the chart itself will disappear. All right, so other than that, you might want to follow this. All right, and of course click onto candlesticks because most of the time traders use candlesticks. Right, so other than that, you might want to follow this. All right, basically chart auto scroll, chart shift, you want to check this too. Right, and candlesticks as well as only show OHLC. All right, this one I won't go in depth, but basically it doesn't matter whether you check or uncheck. So if you click OK, right, your chart will then update it. Right, so what you see over here, it doesn't look like a candlestick, right, because you actually zoom out of the chart. So you can see that there's 2 icons up here, basically the magnifying glasses. All right, there's one is zoom in and one is zoom out. So if you click into zooming in, you can see, it becomes candlesticks. And if you zoom out too far, right, you can't really show it. But basically, in terms of the scale that we want to trade in, normally I'm trading on this scale. All right, so not to zoom in and not to zoom out, but at this particular scale. All right, so the size of the candlesticks, you can see it for yourself. What are the scales of it? Right. The next thing I want to bring you through, all right, is assuming that you have play around, all right, with your chart, how you want to look like, all right. You can actually save it as a template so that next time when you open up another chart, you can easily load the template that you have customized. All right. So let me show you how you do it. Right. Once again, you right click on any blank space of the chart. You go to template. Right, basically you just click save template and this window will normally pop up, and what you need to do is just to save according to what name you want to name that template. Right, so then you just click save it. Right, over here I have a template which I've saved before. This is called 34 EMA. Right, so let me show you how you can load a template easily. Right, so let's assume that you open up a new chart and it looks like this, all right, by default. So how you load a template is you once again right click on any blank space of the chart, right, go under template and you go to the name that you actually saved. And once you click onto it, you can see how the chart automatically load up according to what you saved. All right, so on my template, you can see that there are a few lines, all right. These are actually called indicators. right? So what I want to go through with you next is definitely to bring you through how you can insert indicators onto your chart. Right, so some of you might be familiar with the term indicator, some of you might not. But basically, what it means, all right, is basically some of the tools that they auto calculate certain information for you and plot it onto your chart for you. Right, so where you can get the indicators, all right, is once again at this little yellow folder and start button. All right, it's called the navigator. You click onto it. You might see something like this. All right, so what you need to do is simply expand on the folder of indicators. All right, there are various, I would say hundreds, all right, of different indicators. All right, so what you want to do is, let me just show you one most common one. It's called the moving average indicator. What you can do is you can either double click, right, this window will pop up, or what you can do is you want to click and drag onto your chart and this window will pop up. Both works the same. Right, and of course each indicators will have their own parameters that you can customize and play around with, different levels as well as visualization. Alright, so this is something that I wouldn't go in depth, alright, because each indicators will have various functions or even parameters that you can play around and customize with. Right, but the whole idea of this video is to really just share with you how you can play around with the basic functions, and the parameters itself I will leave it to you to really explore and experiment with it. Right, so simply you can play around all of this information and you click OK and the indicators will automatically load onto the chart. Right, so once you have loaded onto the chart, let's say you want to delete it or even edit it after that. Once again, what you can do, alright, is to click onto any blank space, alright, right click on the chart, you go to indicators list, alright, you click onto it, you actually have this window pop up that shows you all the indicators that you have loaded on your chart. So if you want to edit it, you can simply double click, alright, this will pop up, or what you can do is you can click it and click edit, that will pop up as well. And of course, if you want to delete it, simply select it and delete it. Alright, so if I delete everything, you can see that all my indicators will disappear from my chart. Alright, cool. So this is how you actually insert indicators onto the chart itself. Alright, so the next thing I want to walk you through is some of the common tools up here that you see. Alright, basically you have the cursor, you have the crosshair, lines, etc. The first thing I want to walk you through before even to share with you some of the common ones that we use, I want you to right click onto this. Right, go to customize. This is where you can see a whole list of all available tools, right, and the selected one. So basically there's available and selected. What's the difference is that the available one, it's stored in your library. That means you haven't pulled it out from your library, but the selected ones are the ones that's going to appear over here. Right, so common sense would tell you that, alright, if you are always and often using the tool itself, you want to be putting it under the selected one. And of course, those that you seldom use, alright, you just put it back into your library. So you have the insert, alright, and remove function. As simple as that, right? So once you're done with editing this, alright, you simply click close and this top bar will auto correct or update by itself. Right, but one of the most common tool that you're using, right, it's basically your horizontal line and your trend line. So let me show you the horizontal line itself. So if you click onto it, alright, you can see your cursor now change. So if you want to plot a horizontal line, let's say this part of the chart, you simply click onto it and you can see this line appearing. Right, so what you see now is a very thin red line, and if you want to edit it, edit the thickness, edit even maybe to dashes instead of a line itself, or even the color, what you can do is you go near to the line itself, alright, and you double click it, means you selected this. So how you know whether you selected this object, alright, this line itself is over here, alright, you can see this little square. This means that you have selected this. So if I double click again, you can see the little square actually disappeared, meaning this is not selected. So if I double click, alright, you see this little square means it's selected. So there's one thing I can play around with it. I can click and drag, alright, and move it. Right, if I didn't select this, I can't drag it. Alright, so you need to select it first, then you can click and drag. Right, and once you have selected it, what you can do is you right click onto it, you go to horizontal line properties. Basically, you can start customizing some of the parameters or even properties of this line, right? Whatever tool that you have selected. So you can change the style, alright? You want dash, you don't want red, perhaps you want blue. Alright, you can play around with this, and then if you click OK, you can see how the color changes as well. Alright, so once you have done, you can simply unselect it. So you will move it around. The other way to edit a line or any object that's drawn on the chart, simply right click, alright, on the blank space of the chart. You see this object list. Alright, so if you click onto it, you can see all the objects that's being drawn on your chart. Simply double click on it, and the same window will actually pop up for you to edit and play along with it. And of course, if you want to delete, you can delete it. Alright, so the next tool that I want to walk you through is called the trend line tool. So basically, if you select it, right, you can see your cursor changes as well. So for this tool, how you apply it is you need to draw 2 points, all right, to form a line itself. So what you want to do is you want to click on one part of the chart and you drag it to another part. Right. So when you first use this tool and draw it on your platform or on your chart itself, it doesn't look like this, but instead they actually look like this. Right, extend all the way. So what you want to do is, right, for those who are quick, you already saw what I did. Right, but what you want to do is you want to select this, right, and then go to the properties, and you want to, under parameters, right, you want to uncheck the ray. So once you uncheck the ray, basically it doesn't overextend, but it simply extends to where you want it to be. Right, and of course under the common tab, that's where you can change your thickness, you can change the color, if you want purple. That's how you can play around with it. Alright, so if you uncheck your ray option, you can basically drag this line to where you want it to be. Alright, and of course if you drag the middle one, you actually move it in parallel. Right, so this is how you can play around with your trend line, which is commonly used by traders as well. Right, if you want to delete it, you can also right click it, alright, and delete it. Of course, you must first select this tool and then you delete it. Alright, so those are the basic functions of tool. Alright, you can explore some others as well, but I won't go through in depth in this video, but it's really up to you to explore. Right, next to the tool itself, you can see different numbers and alphabet. Alright, M1, M5, M15, 30, H1 to MN. Alright, basically these are different time frames. So basically, if I click onto 15 minute, it will show you a 15-minute time frame chart. And what do I mean by 15-minute time frame chart is that each candlesticks over here that you see, basically it represents a period. Right, a period of time, a duration of time. So if it's 15 minutes, basically each candlesticks represent 15 minutes. Right, what it means, in other words, is that it requires 15 minutes for a candlesticks to be formed. And if you go to the higher time frame, H1, basically each candle represent 1 hour. As simple as that. Alright, so other than that, the top part, alright, the next important area is this two button. Alright, basically what you want to do is you want to just simply check it. Alright, this one is simply means that you auto scroll, alright, auto scroll to where the current price is. Alright, this one is basically you want to have some of the space over here. Alright, if I uncheck, you can see the price is actually right at the edge of the chart. If you check this, you can actually have some space over here. So for me, I just prefer to have some space over here for me to do some projection where price will move forward in the future. Right, but this is not really significant. Right, the next part I want to bring you is at the bottom itself. So you can see there are a few different windows that have opened. Right, so if I double click on any of this, you can see the windows actually shrink. Alright, basically it becomes smaller. So once again, these are basic functions. Alright, you can expand it to full screen, and if you double click, it becomes smaller. Right, as simple as that. And of course, what you see over here, alright, this balance part of it. Right, sometimes if you don't see it, alright, if you don't see it, basically that tab is called the terminal tab. And if you want, if you don't see it, right, how you actually open it up is actually on the top, right, under this button called terminal. So if you click onto it, you will see this. Right, so how you want to expand it? One is you see this little arrow, you can click and drag. Alright, the other way is you double click it. Let me just do it. Right, so if you do this, you double click it, you also expand. Alright, once you expand, you can see a few tabs over here. Alright, they are not as crucial as the trade and the account history aspect. So trade basically shows you under this window, it shows you any active or even pending orders that you have. And under account history, it basically shows you what are your closed trade or cancelled pending orders. Right. So let me, since we're on this topic, all right, so let me move to the next step to show you how you can execute trades. All right. So the first thing to do is you want to right click on the blank space of the chart. You can see this option called one click trading. So if you click onto it, you actually see these things pop up. Right. Basically for one click trading, it enables you to buy and sell or even enter a trade way easier, right? Simply by clicking on the button itself. Right. So if I want to sell, I simply click and this will pop up. Right. So what you want to do is just click I accept and click OK. Right, so the first time that will pop up and you simply just need to click accept and OK. And then next time when you just click this sell, right, let me see. Yep. Alright, so you can see these orders has been executed. So a sell order has been executed. Alright, the numbers on top here is actually your size, alright, basically your trade size. What is the amount of units that you want to trade? Alright, so normal one is a standard lot, alright, and these are the sell and the buy price. The other way you can execute a trade is actually this button called here new order. So if you click onto it, this window will pop up. Right, so you can also click here sell and buy. Basically, it's the same function. Right, there are different types of order. Basically, instant execution, meaning you want to buy right now at this current price, or even sell now at this current price. And of course, you have pending orders as well. But in this video, I won't go through in depth what is the difference between instant execution and pending order, but simply to show you the functions of this itself only. Right, so of course, if you want to further understand what's the difference between market execution and pending orders, there are many information online that you can actually source out and read up yourself as well. Alright, so the cool part about MT4 is once you have entered a trade, alright, you can see this drag to modify. So since I'm selling this, alright, if I drag it above, you can see the red line forming. Right, so that will be my stop loss. Right, stop loss basically means if price comes back all the way up to this level, I will be experiencing a loss. And once I reach my red line, all right, the red level, I'll basically exit the trade with the amount indicated, which is, let me just show you, which is $389. All right, and of course the opposite, because I'm selling this. If I drag it below, all right, you can see another red line, and this red line becomes my TP. Okay, so let me hide this. All right, this is my SL, this is my TP. So TP simply means take profit, and if I hover around that line, you can see that, you know, if price comes up, it comes down and touch this TP level, I basically make a profit of $670. As simple as that. All right, and of course you can click and move it around. And of course, if you want to remove this line, you simply right click onto it and cancel. Similarly for the top, right? As simple as that. Of course, you are then playing around with your orders on the chart itself. Just now I show you in terms of this tab, all right, the terminal. Under trade, all right, now you can see there's actually one trade running. Right, there's no stop loss, there's no TP. Of course, if I drag and play around with it, you can see the numbers update itself. And of course, if you want very precise level, you can simply at the SL or TP, all right, either one works. You just double click it. This window will pop up. And what you need to do is to key in the precise level of stop loss that you want. Right, so for example, if I want 1.12, right, and my TP, I want it to be 1.11. So I can click modify, and you can see over here it modifies, and on the chart, of course, the level modifies as well. All right, and what you want to do is, let's say I want to exit this trade now. All right, I do not want to be holding on to this trade anymore. You can see this little cross over here. What you simply do is you just click onto it, and the trade closes. As simple as that. All right, the other way to do it, all right, let me just show you how you can do it. Let's say I have another trade running, all right. Instead of doing this, I have another way of doing it. If you click onto the symbol, right, you have this option of closing it here as well. So you can click close and you can see the trade closes as well. All right, so it's as simple as that. All right, so those are basically all the basic before I end off this video, alright, so under account history, you can see then the trades that you have executed and close it. Alright, so those fall under account history. Alright, so those are basically the functions of MT4. Alright, there are more things that you can do with this platform, but basically as a beginner where you just started up, this is the whole idea of it, right? To simply have the basic understanding how to maneuver and explore this platform. And feel free to play around with different indicators, buying and selling. Anyway, this is a virtual account. And having said that, it's a virtual account, once you bust it, you can restart with a new virtual account again. Alright, so with that, if you have any questions, alright, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll definitely be more than happy, alright, to answer your questions and will assist you in any questions that you have. Alright, with that, I'll see you soon.